What they talking about?
What's good, dog?
Done drop the jewels, boys, back in the building, man. Most definitely, we been dropping them jewels. And it's a blessing, man, to see you, man. You looking real good. I like that sweater, man. And that sweater, what it say? What that sweater say?
Make it personal. I like it too. I like how a lot of the brands that give us clothes have a meaning behind their clothes. So
Real true meaning.
What does make it personal mean to you?
Make it personal. Last year was personal. I did that video, make it it was personal, mama. But this year is make it personal. Make it personal. Make it personal. Because last year it was personal, but make it personal mean you gotta make a habit. You gotta make an outcome. You gotta build a door. You gotta make it through. You gotta challenge yourself to make it personal so you could get to that next direction, that next step, that next thing. So making it personal. Last year it was personal. But make it personal is mean you picking that battle with the enemies, with the devil, to make sure that, to let them know I'm going to make it personal. So if you try to stop me from growing, if you try to stop me from being great, if you trying to stop me, I'm going to make it personal. God already told me make it personal. I'm going to make it to know that I'm going to defeat every trials and tribulation. I'm going to make it personal because, Mama, I told you, wipe the tear off your eyes, wipe the smile, wipe everything that you once went through and put a smile on your face, wipe the tears and replace it with a smile. I'm going to make it personal. So what making it personal is to you.
See, when I think of make it personal, I agree with that perspective, but I look at a different perspective.
Talk to me.
Making it personal means being you. Because a lot of people try to make it personal, someone else's life, someone else's vision, someone else's goal, personal to them. And they try to be somebody else. So what they make personal is somebody else's life and somebody else's vision. But what I think what make it personal really means is to find out who you are. Like, who are you? Who are you? And then you have to make it personal to become the greatest version of you.
That's tough.
That's tough, man. Not just be the greatest version of somebody else, but the greatest version of you.
So make it personal within yourself.
You're personally this person. You know what I mean? There's only one of you. There's only one of you. So the only person who can really make it personal is you. But you have to know who you are.
You dropping them jewels, man.
Yes,
make
sir.
it personal with yourself.
Yeah.
Be the best version of yourself. Right. Not try to make it personal with somebody else's vision and trying to make it to your reality. So make it personal within yourself. See who you is. See the best version of yourself. And then grow at that. Damn, that's tough, man. Make it personal. Yeah. Make it personal. It could go a long ways.
It can.
That's a very tough topic because a lot of things that you go through, you got to make it personal. If you had to go through child support, make it personal to become a better father, to come up out of that situation. Make it personal. If you once got a divorce, you got to make it personal. Once you get married again, that situation you once went through, you ain't gonna never get a divorce. You got to make things in your life personal. Make it personal. Your children, make it personal. The prayers, make it personal. The situations you had to overcome, make it personal so you ain't got to never go through that again.
Right. Because a lot of people say shit like, I don't give a fuck. People don't care about things. If you make things personal, it means you actually care about it. It matters so much to you that it's personal. Like, it bothers you personally. So it's about caring about things.
So I got to ask you something, man. So you say it bother you. So do it bother you? Because I know this is a tough situation. Do it bother you that you don't see your son all the time as much as you want to? I know he out of town. I know he's staying with his mama. So is that a situation that you made personal?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, probably one of the hardest things that I have to go through is not being able to see my son. You know, and the longer the time passes that I don't get to see him and spend time with him, the more it affects me. Like when he was younger and like I would drop him off and I knew I wouldn't see him for like 3 months. Like, bro, that shit would be hard. It's like you're dropping him off and he's just watching you leave and crying and, you know, wondering when he's going to see you again. And it's like now it's like it's hard because my son's getting older now. I haven't seen him in almost 3 years now.
Damn, that's a tough situation because you know how I'm big on being a father, big on being a parent, big on being a leader. So, you know, like I said last year, we going to make this one personal. Because even if whatever it take, that Uncle Desmond got to do to make sure you build that relationship with your son. We going to make it personal because it's never an amount that you could pay to be a father to your children.
For sure. I mean, now
It's
that I'm on child
priceless.
support, like I'm in a better position. You know what I'm saying? I'll have a little bit more room to be able to get him and stuff like that. But it's like the thing is like when you're on a grind and you're on a mission, and sometimes it's gonna bring you to other places of the country. It's gonna bring you places where you wouldn't normally go. You're following where God's bringing you. Because if I didn't come to Houston, I wouldn't be doing this podcast.
Most definitely.
So I'm here for a reason. The problem is my son lives in Cincinnati. I can't see him as much. And, you know, and not to put all the business with me and his mom out there, but it's like,
that's a dead situation. I mean, everybody go through trials and tribulations. That's why you say I'm gonna make it personal because it was just personal. Now you gonna make it personal
I'm
because
gonna make it personal to be a
better
father.
person, a better leader.
And at the end of the day, I talk to him all the time. He looks up to me. You know, we have a great relationship, even though I haven't
your
seen
son
him.
bigger than you, D Phlo. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. The world. Hey, if you see D Phlo with a black eye, it's because his son put the knuckles on him, man. I ain't gonna.
He be boxing.
That's what I'm trying to tell you,
playing
man.
basketball and football.
But most definitely, I must say this, man. I must say this, and I gotta tell the world this, man. Even though you're not all the way in your son life like you want to be, but God know one thing, man, and the world don't know this. I know this because we talk all the time and we chop it up, but you stepped up in your stepkid's life and you doing a hell of a job. Even though you can't be a father all the way to your son because he out of town, he in Seattle, but Cincinnati, but the things you do for your girl children, she got 2 daughters, and I love them like they mine, but the things you do for our youngest daughter, you go out the way, man. I know last Christmas holiday I told you, you said you was going to a school event because she had a Christmas play. And I asked you about your girl. You say she couldn't make it because she was doing it up. She was making money, but you showed up. And I made a joke which I say, you the only black man with a black, you're the only white man with a black daughter. And you say, yeah, it doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter how people look at you when you going in there with the right intention. It doesn't matter how they look at you. You knowing you going in with a pure heart. See, no matter the situations and trials and tribulations you go through, when you know your heart and God know your heart is pure, it doesn't matter who look at you. Long as God know your heart and your desire, you could have got discouraged and say, you know what? I ain't black, but I ain't gonna go there. I ain't black, but I ain't gonna show up. She might not love me like, cause I ain't black. I don't look like the rest of the kids' parents. But you showed up, and that showed me one thing about you, man, that I love. You showed up to the church with Trader True. It was number 2 white people and all black, and you showed up to show love for me, and I love you for that. No matter if the odds stacked against you, you always show up and you ready and you built for it. And that's one thing. That's what I'm getting to is your son don't know what he missing out on. You being a hell of a man. Of course, everybody go through trials and tribulations, but you change. And to your baby mother, to your baby mama, to your baby mother, whatever you want to say. Listen, man, he made a change, and a change within him. Everybody go through things. Everybody go through letdowns. But one thing that I know for sure, he made a change. And if you just give him a chance to be a father, just be a good role model to his son, hey, he ain't going to fail you.
Nah, for real, bro. I would love to. Like, I've been trying to get him to come live here, but she just won't. You know, it's like she won't let me do it. But there's so much you just said. But one thing I will say about being a stepdad, it's like when I met Soraya and Nayara,
Soraya, my little baby, she the youngest.
Yeah, when I met her, she could barely talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I first met them, they didn't really like me like that. You know, they were like, who is this white boy, you know? But being around them from such a young age all the way to now, I definitely love them. They are my own, you know what I'm saying? I don't love them like they are my own, you know? They're my kids, but like, it's just you build that relationship with your kids as a stepfather. It's important to treat your kids like they're your own. Like, it's very important because, like, when you mistreat your kids or you treat your kids better than your stepkids, and that affects them, you know what I mean? Like, you're around them every day. Like, you have to be just as much of a father to your stepkids as to your own kids.
Most definitely.
Like, you have to. It's not really a decision. Like, if you're not willing to do that, then don't be a step parent. Like straight up, like because I can't stand when I hear them stories about people mistreating their stepkids or like maybe they feel like the kids come between their relationship or something, and people like treat kids, whatever it is, they treat kids bad. That's terrible. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if I'm gonna take on the relationship if I'm gonna get in a relationship with you, then I'm getting a relationship with your kids.
Most
too.
definitely.
You know
So
what I'm
you ain't
saying?
gonna accept the cubs without you ain't gonna accept the cow without accepting the cub. The
Exactly.
cubs just is more important than the cow.
And here's my advice. If you meet a woman and she has kids, and then you meet the kids, and you just don't vibe, you don't feel like you'll ever be able to be around these kids, you just don't like them, or the energy ain't right, you probably should leave her. Just being honest with you. Like, if you don't feel like you can reconcile with them kids and have a relationship with them, don't stay with her. Because if you stay with her or him and you don't like the kids, where's this going to go in the long? You got to look at the long down the road. Like, if there's keep having problems with the kids, just leave. Because your only person you're going to hurt is her and the kids.
Most
and
definitely.
yourself by having a bad relationship and mistreating the kids you just don't like.
Most definitely.
So just important as you would leave a woman for not acting right, man, if the kids ain't right, you need to get up out of there.
Most definitely. So let me dig a little deep. So how personal it is with the relationship with you and her kids more than you and her.
Oh yeah, I mean, me and her kids, it's just different relationships. Like, and that's one of the reasons why I feel like me and Leia are so close is because of the relationship with me and her kids. Because she's a mother, so if I didn't have a good relationship with her kids, she wouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying? But no, we're definitely very close. You know.
So Raya, I know for sure that the younger daughter, she loves you.
Oh yeah.
You showed up to the Christmas event.
I walked there, bro.
I know. That's what I'm trying
In
to
the
tell
cold.
you. You walked there in the cold to show up for her Christmas event. Probably the only white boy with a black daughter, to be honest with you. I know it was.
Yeah, for sure.
The area you stand, to show up, to be able to do the things that she was trying to do, to be able to lead in the right direction. When that young lady walk across the stage, she ain't going to be looking for a real daddy. She going to be looking for you because you walk through every step of the situation. Right. Any man that take the time out to be a hell of a stepfather, to walk to the school, which it ain't far, but you walk to the school to show your love, to show your presence, to that you willing to support her, man, that go a long way. So to each and every stepfather, to every father, to every person that's dating a woman with a child, go beyond to show them that you committed not just to the mama, but you committed to the kid. That's very important. If their daddy not there, if the mama not there, hey, to you young ladies, to you fathers, to you stepfathers, to whatever, show up in them kids' life like you there. Because guess what? God gonna bless you. Not just bless you, he gonna overflow with your blessing because you accepted somebody else's kids like they yours. Never mistreat nobody else's children. I never.
100%.
Most definitely.
So I feel like going back to and I definitely agree with everything we just said about as far as being a step parent, very important. But going back to making it personal. So I feel like another part of making it personal,
Come on,
is understanding your purpose.
All right.
I feel like a lot of people don't understand their purpose in life. So what's some advice to you, to people who are trying to figure out their purpose? They don't really know what their purpose is, but they want to know. What would you say to them?
Oh man, to dig deep to find out what your purpose is. The first thing is to ask yourself, is you really the person who you really say you is, or really who you want to be? Because we will never find our purpose until we seek the knowledge of the kingdom, until we go have that relationship with God. It's like we got a shield over us, but it's a better person, a better version of us when we make that commitment. So when I say make it personal, when you say make it personal, to when you trying to find out who you is, you got to really ask yourself, before you even ask yourself, do you really want to know who you is? You got to accept yourself for the things that you once did. It's hard to accept what you did to move forward. It's like a minor setback for a major comeback. God gonna show you who you is, but before he show you who you could be, he gonna show you who you once was. And that's like a situation where it's bitter and sweet. God said, I must set you back to see who you was, to show you who you gonna become. A lot of people are afraid to make a minor setback for a major comeback. It's like this, D Phlo. When you pull in the rubber band, it's just like tension's all on you. it's just hurting you because you constantly going back. You don't want to go back. You fighting. I don't want to go back. I done been there. I don't want to feel the pain. I don't want to go through it. I understand, God. I promise you, I'm going to make a better me. And then he said, I got to keep pulling you. And when he keep pulling you, it keep hurting you. You ready to give up. I don't want to do it. I promise you. I don't. And then when he say, I release you. And see, when he pull you back for a father release.
Wow.
It's for the release.
You have to be willing to hit rock bottom.
To hit rock bottom, to go farther.
Yeah.
To see who you is. That's why I say when you want to know who you is, you got to look at who you once was. Oh, that was a nasty.
Jeez.
To
That's
know who
real
you.
facts. And a lot of people don't want to face that. So when God's taking those people back and making them face who they once were, the people they did wrong, the things that they did wrong to themselves. A lot of these people give up on God during that time. Like they start
tough.
facing it, they're like, I can't deal with it. So people wonder why they go through that. Why are they looking back at their past? But the reason why God does that is the only way. It's just like if you get wounded in battle. If you get sliced open, you're not going to be able to fight the next battle until you heal. The only way that you're going to be able to fight that next battle, when you launch off with the rubber band, like you said, the only way you're going to be able to fight that next battle is to heal. Because the only way you could be at 100% is to be fully healed. If you're hurt, you can't fight at 100%. Well, if you're hurt inside and you have pain inside, you have all the things you went through inside and you haven't faced it yet, you'll never be able to move forward 100%. So God will bring you back to the things you went through
To heal
and
you.
heal you. To heal you. But a lot of people don't want to heal. It's like they're at the hospital and they got all the wires hooked up to them, all the
They
tubes,
trying to escape.
and they're just pulling it out and they're escaping and leaving the
They
hospital.
fighting the enemy. They fighting a battle within themselves.
Exactly.
They fighting. They don't want to go through it. It's like going through withdrawal. Any person that was on heroin, on cocaine, or just say heroin, they was shooting up heroin. They locked them up. They going through withdrawals. They going through battle. They seeing demons. They going through the situation. I want to make it personal, but I don't want to make it personal because I'm seeing all these different things that I'm going through, all the trials and tribulation. But if I can overcome the withdrawals, if I can overcome the devil, if I can overcome the enemy, if I can overcome once what I once was, I know a better me would be better for the world to see. Man, it's like heroin. When you going through withdrawals, when you going through trials and tribulation, when you going through rock bottom, when you going through situation, you don't want to go through that because it's hurting you, your body aching, your pain. You want that needle in your vein. But if you go through it, if you overcome it, God said, anything that I see you through, I must see you through, but you got to go through it. I can't take it. I'm crying. I'm hurting. I went through withdrawals, mama. I went through withdrawals, mama. I went through trials and tribulation, mama. I went through setback, mama. I went through child support. I had to go through the withdrawals, mama. I got my car repossessed, mama. I had to go through withdrawals. I had to go through withdrawals, and I ain't going through withdrawals because I found the medicine to defeat the withdrawals, and that was God. God, the best medicine to defeat any withdrawals. If you don't want to make that bad decision no more, you got to go through them withdrawals. But the only way you can overcome the withdrawals if you go through that medicine pain. That medicine pain, you got to get that God within your vein. You got to let God shoot that medicine in your vein. He got to shoot them prayers. He got to shoot them.
You know, and one thing I also think about purpose is like, there's things that you're going to be good at in life.
Come on.
Like you might not be the greatest in the world at it, but you're pretty good at it. I think a lot of people get confused between that and what their purpose is. Mm-hmm. Like they're just doing whatever maybe their friends were doing or something they picked up as a kid and they're good at it. They're doing pretty good. They're making some decent money, but they're not really thriving in life. They're not really happy. They're just doing what they got. They got a job and they got a couple promotions. They just sit their job forever. But like people think that's their purpose. They think that's their purpose. They don't realize that once you turn to God and look at God and say, I need you to open my heart and I need you to show me who I am and I need you to show me my purpose in life. And you actually make that commitment to do that every day, you'll realize that all that little stuff you thought was your purpose ain't your purpose. You might have been good at it, but you're not great at it. So once you get into your purpose, you realize, oh, this is what I needed to do. And another thing I wanted to bring up is people having these walls built up. People build up these walls because of things they went through in life. There's certain things they just won't do, certain things that just kind of confine them in. It could be they don't let people in, they don't trust nobody. But I feel like the only way to really open up those walls is to figure out who you are. and bring people around that really have your best intentions in mind. So I feel like for those people who are stuck in those walls, confined, and they're not able to find themselves, what advice do you have to them?
The best way is to find God. The best way to build that commitment, to build that relationship. Like everything, I ain't gonna lie to you, D Phlo. I was lost. And when I was lost, I didn't know who or what or when or who I could talk to help me really find the answer to everything. I didn't know. And when I realized, my mama said, you have to go see God. You have to go seek the knowledge of the kingdom. You have to build a relationship. And ever since I did that, D Phlo, every trial and tribulations, every situation that once occurred in my life, anything that goes on in my life right now, how I be thinking and how I be feeling and what I be seeing and how I be into myself, I put it all on God, man. I can't lie to you. I don't fight no situation and no battles no more. If I ain't getting love, if I ain't getting no love shown, I let God deal with it. If they ain't showing me love, I let God deal with it. If I ain't getting the love that I show people, I let God deal with it. Everything now in my heart and my desire, I made it personal, but I made it personal with God. God deal with everything. I'm not going back and forth with nobody no more. God go get them. They tripping, God go deal with them. They don't want to show love, go deal with them. Everything got to be within one person, and the one person that could defeat anything, that wake me up every morning, that get me going, that get me focused, that give me the energy, that give me the breath that I need, that's God. So why would I go with a man that get the strength from God? So if I get it from God and he get it from God, who could beat him but God? Go get him, God. Go get him. So it's like playing chess and checkers, baby. You gotta make a decision. If you want to play chess, you gotta know every move gotta be within God. Every move gotta be within him. Every move gotta be within he showed you. Every move gotta be within he opened up them doors. If you want to play checkers, then shit, you get jumping, he jump you. I ain't playing checkers, I'm playing chess. Every move gotta count, so we gonna make this one personal.
So I heard you mention before the podcast, you said that you signed a contract with God. What did you mean by that?
I made a commitment. I signed a contract with God. It was personal last year, but I make it personal this year. I signed a contract with God because guess what? When you make a contract with God, that's a contract that never expires. It never expires. And when you make that commitment is that contract to do everything obedience, to do everything within God, to do everything within his way, within everything what he believed. That's why I made that commitment. Lord, I made that commitment. Lord, I made that commitment. Lord, I made that contract. That contract is forever. I know for sure if I made that contract, I could make that commitment. And when I made that commitment, I made that contract. I ain't going to never stop. That commitment I made, I believe I'm going to keep going. God, I know you with me. I made that contract. God, I love you. God, I had to go through the trials and tribulation. Mama, wipe your tears. Mama, make it personal. Mama, this all on you. I made that commitment. I made that commitment. I made that commitment. Mama, I was failing. Mama, I was going through it. Mama, everybody walked away. I made it. I made it. Mama, look at me. I'm everywhere. We all on. We all on. We all on. We all on. Not 1 million, not 2 million. They see us. They see them drop the juice, boys. Man, I made that commitment. Man, when you made that commitment with God, just like I made that commitment with you, to be there with you through every trial and tribulation, through the good, through the bad, through the ups, through the down, through the situation you go through on a daily. When I made that commitment with God, I made that commitment with you. That's why no matter how hard, no matter the situation, no matter what you go through, that commitment with you, I will never fail you. I'm going to find a way to go through it. I'm going to find a way to help you overcome it. I'm going to find a way so we could keep elevating. That's that commitment, not just with God, but commitment with everybody. I'm a loyalty person, so I made commitment with a lot of people. Would they be committed with you? It's not guaranteed, but it's all about who you is.
Yeah. So I feel like commitment is a big thing. I feel like when it comes to God, a lot of
You
people
better be committed to me,
Yeah.
nigga.
Oh, yeah,
Shit.
for sure.
We like a relationship, nigga. It don't get no better. It's like jelly and peanut butter, nigga.
For sure. Nah, definitely. Definitely.
It's like jelly and peanut butter, baby.
But I feel like as far as the world, like a lot of people aren't committed. That like they'll say, I'm making a commitment to God. I'm committed to God. And then they'll make a couple changes for like a couple days or a week, and they'll go right back to where they were. The commitment doesn't last. I'm going to tell you how commitment works. The longer you make a commitment to God, the further you're going to get along with your blessings.
Oh.
But the shorter...
Say it one more time. Say it one more time. That was like a breath of fresh air. Say it one more time.
I'm telling you, the longer that you're committed to God, the further your blessings are going to go. Okay? So if you want to make commitments to God and then just go back in your commitments, your blessings are always going to fall short. If you just make a short commitment, that's how far your blessings are going to go. And then it's going to go backwards. Because once you take that commitment away, now you're going backwards. Now that you decide to get committed again, now you got to catch back up, only to get back to where you were. Stop making commitments and breaking them.
Ooh.
To God, to your friends, to your wife, to your
Stop making
husband, to your
commitments
kids.
and stop breaking them.
Period. But when it comes to God, you have to keep your commitments going. That's the only way.
That's that contract.
If you want, that's that contract. If you want that big blessing to come, when you sign that contract and make that commitment to God, you have to continue consistently
I must say
staying
this, D
committed.
Phlo, check this out. When you made that commitment with God, when you made that contract with him, it's like you signed a $6.5 million deal, $3.5 million guaranteed, but you got to meet the situations and circumstances.
For 3 years.
For 3 years.
So you get paid zero. Or maybe you'll get paid a little bit here and there.
Yeah, you get a little
But
endorsement.
if you want that $6.5 million, you're going to have to keep that 3-year commitment.
Yes,
it's not
indeed.
like basketball where after you get paid a signing bonus. Ain't no signing bonus.
Yeah.
Ain't no signing. The bonus, you get it all at the end. A lot of people aren't willing to do that. They're not willing to get all the money and they want it now. And that's why they break their commitment to God, because they do other things that give them the quicker money and take them away from their commitment.
My goodness gracious. You was dropping the jewels, boy. Boy, you on it tonight. God dog it, what then got into you? You dropping the jewels tonight, man. Big T28 and that boy D Phlo dropping the jewels. He said we gonna make it personal, man. So we gonna keep making it personal. One thing I wanna say to y'all, and one thing I wanna let the world know, you gotta make it personal with God for you to elevate in life. If you tired of taking the stairs, then you got to make that commitment with God. If you tired of going through every situation, you got to make that contract and that commitment with God. Hey, we ain't got on these shirts, these hoodies for nothing. Make it personal. You got to make it personal within yourself to want to be better. You got to make it personal within yourself to want to elevate. You got to make it personal within yourself to be a better father, to be a better mother, to be a better leader, to be a better role model. You got to want to make it personal within yourself to elevate in your life. You got to want to make it personal within yourself to let God elevate you and bring you to the next level. I gotta make it personal, Mama. I gotta make it personal. Mama, wipe the tears. Mama, your son elevating. Not just me elevating, but I'm elevating with my prayers and making it personal. My decision, I'm making it personal. My relationship with my daughter, I'm making it personal. The relationship, I'm making it with myself, I'm making it personal. I'm gonna make it personal. Mama, let me take it off because it's personal. Mama, I told you last year it was personal, but I'm going to make it personal this year. Oh, my goodness gracious. I'm feeling good today, boy. I'm feeling good because everything that I want to do, I'm going to make it personal. The first thing I want to do that I need the world to know is with my oldest daughter, I'm going to make it personal. I'm going to make it personal because it's not that I'm not doing it, not that I'm not trying, not that I'm not putting a lot of effort, but when you going against the devil, when you going against the enemy, when you trying to change the mindset of a negative person, a negative mindset, it's going to take some time. Just know that one thing that I want you to tell you, I want to tell the world, make it personal. You might not knock them out in the first, second, or third round, but prepare yourself to go the distance. Prepare yourself to go the distance. This journey that I'm on to make it personal to get a better relationship with my daughter is not gonna be easy. I gotta let God work His miracle. So make it personal. D Phlo, talk to me, baby.
So let me ask you this. in your opinion, bringing it back to an episode a couple episodes ago, we talked about this, but we didn't get into it too much. Do you feel like people or humans are capable of unconditional love?
Unconditional love, man. I mean, to a certain extent. To a certain extent.
Do you feel like somebody can love somebody even when they're not bringing the things that they once did or what the things that brought them together, things they expected?
I mean, yeah, but then it come with a lot of circumstances too, because they're gonna bring it back up in your face. They're gonna put it in your face. A lot of relationships don't last. A lot of relationships don't work out right because, to be honest with you, D Phlo, a man could start making money, but if he's not making money and he fall off, that love's starting to get rocky, bro. I've been through that situation. I know how it is to bring in a lot of paper. And when you ain't bringing in a lot of paper and then a woman start picking up the slack and picking up majority of it, she start talking to you crazy. She start talking to you a little bit more than what she ever did.
Especially when you were bringing in that money before and when shit was right
that's
before.
one of the biggest things, D Phlo. I ain't gonna lie to you. I want to get married. I want to be a husband. I know I could be the best husband, but one of the things that I must talk to the young ladies about, to the woman, listen, if he once did it before, he could do it again. Please be mindful of how you treat that man when the money not coming in right. Still treat him the same way that you was treating him when he was bringing in the money. Things go wrong and things happen. And that's one thing about me, D Phlo. I ain't gonna lie to you. If you talk to me crazy when I was bringing, when the money fell short, I'm gonna talk to you crazy when that money coming in. I'm gonna talk to you. But one thing that, as I learned, I'm not gonna never the money. Man, the money. I don't know, D Phlo. Back then I felt the money was everything. Nah, the money ain't nothing. I could be inside with less and feel good to be inside with more and feel like nothing.
Right.
So that to say, D Phlo, to be honest with you, man, that unconditional love gotta be within you. It can't have no situations and circumstances or no priorities on it. Ooh, that's nasty.
But do you think that people are capable of it?
Oh yeah, they got a lot of good people out there capable of doing it. Yes, indeed.
Because, I mean, here's the thing.
What about you, D Phlo?
Well, I don't know. I mean, you know what?
Damn,
I think
it's a tough question on it. Because
Yeah.
look, I ain't gonna lie, they got a lot of young ladies, a lot of women out there that understand, like, listen, I'ma support him. I'ma rock with him. Even if I gotta do it all, I'ma rock with him. And then you got the ones that be like, man, I ain't rocking. I gotta go. I wanna look good. I wanna be that person that I wanna look good for the social media.
Okay, so let me put it like this. I don't know if I believe in unconditional love.
What? God damn, D Phlo.
And I'm gonna tell you why. I think that God is capable of unconditional love. I'm just not convinced that humans are. I'm gonna tell you why. Because if you have unconditional love, do you love yourself?
Come on, man.
If somebody continues over and over to screw you over and do things bad to you and not do you right, and you still love them, do you love yourself?
Oh, man.
So my question is, are humans really capable? Do you have to be a little crazy or have a little self-hate to have unconditional love? I'll give you an example. You got your boy, your homeboy, you've known each other since kids. Y'all be kicking every day, but you're elevating in life. He's still on that street shit. You're elevating in life. You got good things going on. He's holding you back. He's trying to talk you out of making moves, and he's really not in your best interest, but you love him. But he's not doing as good as he used to be. Can you still love him the same way? Can you still keep him around? Or by keeping him around, is he holding you back? If you got a girl and she keeps doing you wrong, should you still love her? So is unconditional love real? Is it even healthy?
God damn, man. Listen, man. Drop the Jews boys, man. D Phlo putting that pressure on me, man. Hey, man. Say, man, take a drink, man. God damn, D Phlo. Unconditional love, nigga.
I mean, every time I hear it, I can understand how God could have unconditional love. And you know what? Let me ask you an even deeper question than that. Do you think that God is a man?
Oh, man, God is a man.
God's a man.
Yeah. Man rules the world.
But what about the world, the universe? Everything. The galaxy. Who, like, if God, why if God can create a woman and create periods and all these things that men will never understand, is God a man or a woman? I feel like God is neither. I feel like man and women is a human.
Damn, man.
Man and women is a human thing. Like, does everything in the world, in the space and in the universe have a man or woman? Maybe some people have 3 different ones. Maybe some only have one. They're all the same. God's both. If he can create a man and a woman, then he must be both. How could he create both so perfectly? I don't think that guy's a man. That's my opinion. I think he's both. I think man and woman is a human way of looking at it.
Man, D Phlo, you driving a lot of Jews on me. I want you to bless them boys right now. I want you to bless them boys, man. Before we close this interview, I want you to tell the world right now why you want to make it personal. And I'm going to give you 20 seconds, and I don't want you to stop. I don't want you to stop. I want you to use the whole 20 seconds why you going to make it personal this year. I want to hear it. I got to challenge you. Make 20 seconds right now of why you going to make it personal 2025. Let's go. Come on, man. You ain't talking fast enough. I want to know why you going to make it personal 2025. It's a reason why you should.
The reason why I'm going to make it personal 2025, because the world needs it right now.
All right.
The world is lost. If the world has never been lost before, it's lost right now.
All right.
We need some guidance. I'm not saying that we have all the guidance, but we got some. We got enough that can help. We can make our help in the world. We're making it personal to help the youth, help the grown people, help whoever needs the message. All right. That life can be better.
Come on now.
We can overcome these times.
All right.
We can get better financially.
Let's go.
We can make it through.
I hear you.
So don't give up. Don't give up. Make it personal to make a better life. Make it personal to be a better person.
Come on.
Make it personal to overcome. Don't stop.
I hear you.
Don't ever quit.
Come on.
That's what make it personal this year.
And you better do it, and you better make sure you make it happen. Mama, we gonna make it personal. God, we gonna make it personal. We gonna make it personal. We was once in a trials and tribulation. We had to go seek the knowledge of the kingdom to keep going. I'ma make it personal because I was on my ass, but I had to realize I had to go to God to make it right. So we gonna make it personal. You gonna make it personal because you gonna be a better father. You gonna be a better leader. You gonna be a better role model. We gonna make it personal because you gonna see your son this year. We ain't going 3-4 years without seeing your son next year. You gonna have him this year because we gonna make it personal. If it ain't personal with you, it's gonna be personal with me because I'm a believer. I believe in you. So God, we need to make it personal and make sure that D Phlo get his son here so we could get him on a podcast. And guess what?
He's smart as shit too.
When we get him here, if y'all see D Phlo with a black eye, he didn't knock them out. It's all love, man. Them Drop the Jewels boys, man. We appreciate the love. We gonna make it personal.
Yes, sir.
And let me tell you something, man. I'm gonna make it personal because, man, we only been partners since April the 1st. We started our first podcast, and God been doing this big one. Big Team 28 about to hit 100K, man. And I couldn't do it without the love and without the support from you. And the love and support from over the world.
For sure. We definitely appreciate all the viewers. Y'all been showing a lot of love. I ain't gonna lie. In the comments, in the views, the shares.
The relationship we build with a lot of people within the comments, within the love, and within the shares, man. I met a lot of good people.
For sure. I appreciate a lot of people trying to better themselves. Become a better person. So we love y'all. We appreciate it. We do it for y'all. You know, we trying to make a little money, of course, but this isn't about the money. It's about motivating y'all because that's what y'all need.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Make it personal.
Right, so make it personal. See y'all on the next episode.